everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Want to jump on real quick. We're doing something new here. We're going to try it out. We had an in-person guest. Matt Kissane is his name. I've always wanted to say that. Matt Kissane is his name. At any rate, he came in, hung out with us. We had such a blast. And one episode's just not going to be enough. So what we're going to do, give you a little introduction today, and then the rest of the week we're going to have a little bit of fun. If you're listening to Weekend Remix right now, which I know a lot of you do, you just get a whole episode of The Dickers and Matt. Matt Kissane is his name, as I like to say. At any rate, enough of me. Let's get to it. Have a great week, everybody. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello?
Hi.
No, wait. Matt's the first hello. Who fucked that up?
Who do you think?
God
You know
damn
what?
it.
Let's do this. Matt says the first hello, then we say hi, then he says hey.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a great
Let's
idea.
do that.
Let's
Let's
try
do
that
it.
again.
This is going to be the best episode ever.
Should we whiteboard this idea? Or are we just gonna
Can you
go
tell
with
who
it?
the fish fan is? All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey!
No,
I
we're
think it
done.
works.
Yeah, that works.
No, that was fucking terrible.
This is fun. We got a live in-person guest tonight.
First time ever. How about that?
We kidnapped him.
We did.
We kidnapped him. I just told him to go to the front door.
Yeah, he came in here for directions, and we wouldn't
We need a guest. You're never leaving.
Chicago's very own. too.
Yeah, absolutely.
What
Mr.
boys?
Matt.
Thank you.
So what the hell have you been up to? What do you do? Tell the fans and the audience what you do. Obviously, I could say it. I love what you do.
Oh, so I started out in gay porn.
All right.
That's where it all
A couple of us. Yeah.
And
How do you think we got here?
that's where I'm at right now.
Can't
for the
get into straight
gangbang.
porn without starting in gay porn. That's how I started watching porn.
You gotta stay with what pays the bills, okay? I'm just reading my own biography.
That's what I'm
here.
saying. I love that you're doing this.
I don't know. Yeah, I forgot what I've done.
So I will tell you that I watched
forgot.
one
It
of
was on
the.
Man Cow. Yeah, that was.
I watched one.
That's a
I
good-
think.
Man.
I think the video that. I mean, there was a couple videos, but the video that I really liked.
Mhm.
You were on. You were at. You were somewhere. I think you may have been in the mall.
You might have not seen this video.
Maybe I haven't seen this. You were in the mall and you were doing the Chris Farley down by the river
In a mall.
in a mall. Because who doesn't?
Somewhere out.
Yeah, he's
outdoors.
at Tiffany
Fox Valley Mall?
of Chris Farley.
He is. And
Oh,
I'll tell
okay.
you, it wasn't in a mall. It was like it was in front of a company maybe.
Okay.
Can we
Are
keep
you a
playing?
psychic?
Yeah.
Are you a psychic? I was just thinking that. You keep guessing till you get it right. Oh my God. We got done as a psychic.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
You may have
Yeah, it was
booked the wrong Chris Farley impersonator.
That's a seance. if I've ever heard. Oh my God.
That's the guy in Texas.
By the way, I know a ton of Chris Farley impersonators.
There's only 3 of us. I think,
Yeah. Well, should
That's
I?
Ray.
All right. Yeah, it was Ray. God damn it. I'm going to call you Ray from now on. So, guys, we have Ray here. He's
Basement of the Alamo.
Tell me about yourself, Ray.
So here's my Farley story for you guys. This is the weird version. I never set out to be a Chris Farley impersonator. It just kind of happened. I was doing a quick impression in my stand-up comedy days in the 90s. And so you guys know Jeff Hoover? Somebody said you know
Yeah.
Jeff Hoover?
Well, we don't know him, but I know of him.
So Jeff Hoover at WGN Morning News, he knew me from his days as a producer for Jonathan Brandmeier on The Loop.
Yep.
Because I used to call in and do goofy impersonations. I was in an impression contest on Brandmeier's show one time, and it was Brandmeier and Lou Ferrigno as the celebrity judges.
Oh,
And I
shit.
did this stupid-ass impression, and it was, I think it was Gilbert Gottfried and Tom Brokaw in Goodfellas.
Uh-huh.
And it was so stupid. It was just like, okay, Tom, what is so funny about me? You know, why are you laughing? What am I, a clown? Jeez, Gilbert, I don't know. Just the way you tell a story is funny. It was really stupid. I think I was the only one that called in. I might have been the only one in the whole contest, but I got second place somehow. I don't know how that ended. So I would do shit like that on Brandmeier's show. And, wow, that guy didn't like that bit.
No,
he got out of here.
terrible.
Walked right out of here.
Yeah, threw his headphones off.
So anyway, Jeff got hired at WGN, and they were looking for wacky stuff. You know, that their whole show is pretty goofy.
Yeah.
And so he was just like, oh, we'll get this guy on here and have him do some stuff. And Yeah, I came on there and I was wearing this green jacket, not the Matt Foley jacket, but I did Matt Foley. And so a couple years later, I was at the Salvation Army in Villa Park, and I was looking for something else. I was looking for like a safari helmet. And I walked in there, and there was the Matt Foley jacket hanging on the. I'm not kidding. It was the Matt Foley jacket, almost an exact replica of it, hanging on the men's clothing
Is
rack.
that blue? That light, light blue, baby blue.
Yeah, man. It was.
Yeah.
I looked at it, and I was just like, "Yeah, you got to be really." And so it was $7, and so I bought it, and I got like so many gigs out of it. I still have it. It's all ripped up. Right
The back
now.
is ripped, right?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
all
the same
ripped.
one I saw from the
the documentary.
Right.
And so it's just my lucky jacket, but I don't wear it anymore because it's so destroyed.
Right.
But
Did you swindle him down to $5? Because 7's kind of high.
You got to haggle there, right?
Yeah, you got to haggle.
I just remember thinking to myself, "Wow, look at that! There's the Matt Foley jacket." And then and then as years went on, I thought about it. I was just like, maybe Chris wanted me to carry on his legacy.
Sure.
I don't know. Why did I
It
get?
found you,
Yeah.
Why
basically.
it did? I was just like, why did I get
The
that?
sun
jacket?
was shining on it through the
I
window.
know
shit,
it.
right?
And
Yeah,
at that point, you don't haggle. Even I know when. So there's sometimes you just don't haggle. You're so excited that you found something that's just so perfect. You're willing to pay $7 for
You
it.
have that moment?
I do.
I don't
Every
buy
once in a
that.
while. Yeah,
I don't buy that.
I don't recall exactly on what, but I feel it. I feel that I felt that before.
And I remember distinctly when I was a kid, my dad came home. I don't know if he had just seen The Godfather, but he put some tissue in his cheeks, and he did Marlon Brando as The Godfather when we were kids, and we were just dying. We thought that was the coolest thing. So yeah, my mom was theatrical. She got a degree in theater from Rosary College in River Forest.
That's
and,
awesome.
My grandmother, my dad's mom, was an opera singer. She sang professionally, and my other grandma was a gifted pianist, and so there was always music and entertainment and some type of light comedy going on when we were children growing up.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and it's funny you say that. My grandma, she used to play the organ.
No shit.
And did she
Yeah.
have one hand or something?
She did. She did. She had one hand and she had nubs. And she would always, every single
monkey,
time
too?
I would only see her for Christmas, and she would always rub my back. And I was like, "Are those the nubs, Grandma? Are you rubbing me with the nubs?"
They better be.
And then she goes, "Let me play some organ." Huh. By the way, I can't play any organ. Well, maybe I can.
So that's how it got going. And then going through college, I read a book. My final semester of college, I ordered it. I don't know how I got it. I don't remember, but it was about the Second City. It was a whole big, thick book about Second City, the comedy club, and then the TV show. And one of the chapters was about the Players Workshop at the Second City in Chicago, where a lot of these actors that became legendary, luminary actors. George Wendt and Bill Murray and Shelley Long and all these guys, they went to the Players Workshop in Second City, learned how to be funny, learned how to write sketch comedy, character development, and that kind of thing. So I just thought that would be the thing to do. Finish here at Maryland, go back to Chicago, and that's pretty much what I did. I got
That's
a job
awesome.
at a little radio station, and then that was during the morning, and then I worked at a beef stand, Carm's Beef in Lombard.
Oh, Carm's beef is
Yeah,
outstanding.
it was the best, man.
that is the
so I worked
best.
there, and then I took classes at Second City, and then I got hired to be in the Children's Theater at Second City, and that was cool because we were on the main stage doing the Children's Theater on Sundays. They used to call it Sunday, the Little Bastards Fun Day. That's what they called it.
That's
Yeah.
outstanding.
And so that was a lot of fun because you're on the main stage, man. So you'd be backstage just hanging out. And another cool thing about that is I was not a theater guy at all. I was like a radio, TV, film guy. I was over to radio stations and TV stations and stuff. So being a theater, being this whole new acting and theater thing was so cool because you'd get there and you'd go backstage and like everybody would just be chilling out in the back and getting changed, and you'd walk in there and the actresses would be running around with their shirts off. You'd just be like, holy shit, this is a cool job.
A little starstruck.
Was this Matt Lauer's office? Where was this at?
You don't get out of Matt Lauer's office.
Yeah, once you're in.
You got to get
you're
buzzed
in.
out.
There's an old saying. I don't know if it's true today, but back in those days, theater chicks are easy. I don't know if it's still relevant or not. So.
Yeah, that saying got
worth
what's
a
his
try.
name?
I don't think that's around
Yeah,
anymore.
got a
no.
lot of guys in trouble.
Yeah.
So we had Jeff Rogers on who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Jeff
just
and I
told
were
us-
Players Workshop together. I
How
remember.
so
crazy
cool.
is
And
that?
so
That's
Jeff,
small world.
here's the deal.
Cool.
Jeff had done a ton of theater all through grade school and high school, and he was versed in theater, and he did improv. I had never done any of this shit before. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So I remember he lasted after a couple of sessions. He and a couple of other people, they were like really good, gifted professors. Jeff was at Players Workshop on scholarship. You know, he was really good.
Right on.
So I just remember him looking at me like, and the other people that didn't know what they were doing, they'd be rolling their eyes like, you know. So, but yeah, Jeff is.
He's a good dude. He
He's
is.
a very funny
he
guy.
really was.
He is. He's very funny.
guy.
So let's talk about stand-up comedy, and let's talk about the first time you bombed and how difficult was that?
That's great.
How do you ask somebody that?
Tell us
Well,
a
you always
joke.
got to go because you always remember the first time you bombed.
The first time I bombed was the first time I ever went up. It was at
Really?
It was on First Comedy Club in Elmhurst, Illinois. It was 1989.
No shit.
And I had practiced,
Good club.
and practiced, and I would do it. I worked at this little radio station in Elmhurst. It was like a 500-watt radio station. So during the day, there was nothing going on there. I would just introduce TV or radio shows, and then they would play for like an hour. So I would just like practice over and over again my little 5-minute set. And so when I got the balls enough to go up and do it at the open mic, and who was on first, I got up there, and I was just terrified, man. And I did a Springsteen bit, and it sucked so bad.
If my family was there,
Yeah.
that's why. That's why. It would have been great if anybody else was there.
That's why you hate Springsteen
it
to this
sucked
day.
so bad.
To this day.
And I was so nervous, and then I stopped. I was like so humiliated. I stopped after like 6 months. I went back and tried it again at another club, and I got a little bit better. But no, it's really tough, man. Stand-up's rough.
Dude, stand-up's no joke.
The way that I started doing Chris Farley was that I used to go see Chris when he was at Second City, and I was taking classes there. And one night after the actual show, back in those days anyway, they would do the actual show, right? And then they would say, if you guys want to stick around, we're going to work on new skits for our upcoming review. And I stuck around that night. I was just lucky enough. And they did the whole Matt Foley skit in its entirety in front of me and about 30 other people. There was nobody in the place. It was like midnight on a Wednesday. It was fucking freezing cold out, you know?
Right.
And
Chicago.
yeah. So, and then I just, kind of got to know Chris a little bit. We would hang out at the Old Town Ale House and go out and get beers. And he was always real friendly to me when I was a kid back in my 20s, and just always real nice guy. But
Did he ever give you cocaine or heroin at all? Did you guys?
Number one question.
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, good.
yeah.
We
Good.
were always
Pass it along.
doing 8 balls together. Man.
Yeah.
No, never. No, I never saw him do any drugs. I swear to God. We had a beer once at Old Town Ale House. That was about the most I ever saw him do as far as that type of stuff goes.
Nice.
But yeah, I just started doing a little bit of Chris in my stand-up act, like in the 90s. I was still relatively skinnier, and Chris had just passed away, and I was, everybody was sad about it. And I was doing a lot of stand-up throughout the Midwest, Chicago and Wisconsin, so they all loved him. And I'd be like, "Who wants to see some Farley?" And everybody would go crazy and cheer and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, what do you guys want me to do? What? Yeah, let's go ahead. Shout out some favorite Chris Farley.
Of course, Van by the River.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got to do Van by the River.
He's been down in the basement for the last 4 hours drinking coffee. His name's Matt Foley.
How's everybody doing? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker. Now, before I get going with my speech, go for it. I want to give everybody here a little bit of a scenario of what my life's all about. First off, I am 35 years old. I'm thrice divorced, and for the past 6 months, I have been living in a van down by the river. Now, I know a lot of you guys are looking at old Matt, you're thinking to yourself, "Hey, man, we need to get back on the right track, all right?" Okay, good. Now, I understand one of you guys consider yourselves writers. Isn't that right? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Well, we've actually been encouraging him to
his
write.
writing, man.
Well, laddie frickin' da! Hey, I can't see real good. That Bill Shakespeare over there, I can't see too good. From what I understand, you've been using your papers not for writing, but for rolling doobies. You're gonna have plenty of time for doobie rolling when you're living in a van down by the river. All right, let me tell you something. You guys better get out there and start doing better, all right? Or else you're not going to amount to jack squat. You're gonna wind up eating a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Oh my God! Are you fucking kidding me?
That I gotta tell you, it was exactly. Honestly, I knew it was gonna be fucking amazing.
Amazing.
Spot on.
Amazing.
Fucking good.
Fucking amazing. I feel like I was fucking watching Farley right there.